Hello friends, I CA Kamakshi welcome you all to my next session. Today I would discuss about the applicability of GST on distribution of free samples and promotional items. To understand this, I would like to take up an example of a pharma company which distributed free samples to a chemist or a doctor. Now there can be two scenarios. One, the chemist or the doctor and the pharma company are unrelated persons, and second is that they are related persons in GST. So, for the purpose of taxability of free samples, we need to examine four aspects. These are: first, a taxable person; second, taxable event; third, taxable rate; and fourth is the taxable value. We will examine each one by one. First is the taxable person. Section 2 clause 107 of the CGST Act provides the taxable person is a person who is registered or liable to be registered under section 22 or 24 of the CGST Act. So, for the purpose of taxability of free samples, the person should be registered. In our example, the pharma company is registered under GST. Now, coming over to the second point is the taxable event. GST shall be levied on the supplies of goods and services. It means the taxable event will arise when the goods and services are supplied. Therefore, we need to understand the meaning of supply. Supply is covered under section 7 of the CGST Act. Under that, there are two types of supplies. One is the supplies made for consideration, and second is the supplies made without consideration, that is the supplies specified in Schedule 1 or Schedule 2. Schedule 1 provides that the activity is to be treated as supply even if made without consideration. Under that, point number 1 provides permanent transfer or disposal of business assets where the ITC has been availed on such asset. In our case, the ITC has not been availed, therefore it does not fall in this criteria. Now, point number 2, it covers supplies of goods or services or both between related persons or between distinct persons as specified in section 25 when made in the course or the furtherance of the business without consideration. In case 1 of our example, where the pharma company and the chemist or the manufacturer are unrelated, point 2 talks of supply made between distinct or related persons only. Hence, distribution of free samples to unrelated persons are not covered under the definition of supply. The criteria of taxable supply are not fulfilled in the case of free samples. If supply has not been done, the taxable event will not arise. Thus, free samples are not liable to GST as the same are not the form of a supply. Now coming over to my second case where the pharma company and the buyer are related. In this, the supply of free samples made between the pharma company and the doctor would be considered as a supply and hence chargeable to GST. Thus, in general, free samples are not liable to GST as the same are not the form of supply. Now coming over to the third point, taxable rate. Now what is the rate at which the free samples be taxed? The rate of tax will be similar if the same product is sold as a taxable product. Lastly, what will be the taxable value? The valuation rules provides the mechanism to calculate the taxable value if the consideration is not wholly in money. Hence, taxable value will be first the open market value or the sum total of consideration in money. Third, the value of the goods or services or both of like kind and quality. Fourth, value as per Rule 4 or Rule 5 of the valuation rules. Rule 4 is the cost method and Rule 5 is the residual method. So, the company can choose any of the above specified parameters for the purpose of valuing the free samples. Now, another question that comes in my mind is what about the input tax credit availed on the input and input services for the supply of such free sample? According to section 17 subsection 5 of the CGST Act, input tax credit shall not be allowed for goods disposed of by the way of gift or free samples. Accordingly, input tax credit is required to be reversed pertaining to the goods which have been disposed of by the way of free samples. Now coming over to my next topic, supply of free promotional item along with the taxable product. If a free promotional item is provided along with the taxable product, then the consideration for the same will be the value charged from the consumer. For the purpose of input tax credit on the promotional item, there is no restriction in law. Hence, input tax credit on the promotional item along with the taxable product is available. Also, in the GST tweets, it is mentioned that in the case of promotional item given free to the end consumer, then the tax will be charged on the total consideration charged for such supply. Let us understand this with the help of the following examples. Example 1. Mr. A supplied a mobile phone along with a free data card for rupees 18,000 and the cost of the data card is rupees 1800. Case A. Price of the mobile phone in the open market is 17,500 and case B, the price of the mobile phone is in the open market is unknown. In the first case, the value of the supply will be 18,000 even if the open market value of the mobile phone is available. This is because the cost of the data card would be included in the cost of the mobile phone. Now, in case B, in the second case, the price of the phone will be the same as 18,000 only. Now let's take up another example. Mr. A is selling a set of soap which provides an offer of buy one get one free. The consideration charged for the soap is rupees 30. So now what will be the taxable value? In this case, the taxable value should be rupees 30 as the consideration charged from the consumer. Now to conclude, the distribution of goods or rendering of service by any registered supplier as such to the registered or non-registered person for advertisement, sale promotion or feedback will be exempt from GST. So hope you all found the content useful. In case if you have any queries, you can email me the same at my mail ID. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel CA Kamakshi Khandelwal for more videos on GST. Thank you. Have a nice day.